Dr. Joe here. In today's video, we are going to be answering the question, how much vitamin D, okay, D for Delta, do we need daily? Now, vitamin D is so vital to our health that we really should be taking adequate amounts. So, in answering the question of daily vitamin D requirements, I believe we should turn to Professor Michael Holick of the Boston University Medical School. Here is a gentleman who has dedicated his entire adult life to researching vitamin D. So whatever Professor Holick doesn't know about vitamin D is not worth knowing. That is how much respect I have for his opinion on the subject of vitamin D. So, how much vitamin D does Professor Holick take daily himself? We're going to get to that shortly. We're going to hear his answer shortly. But before we do, a quick plug. This is my award-winning book on managing high blood pressure with lifestyle approach. This is the second edition of this very book. Links to get a book right below this very video. So, how much vitamin D does Professor Holick actually use himself?
And so even though I get sensible sunlight, I will definitely continue. I take 6,000 units of vitamin D every day.
Now, so you heard his answer there. He's using 6,000 international units of vitamin D per day. So what about the health authorities of the US, Canada, Republic of Ireland, and the UK? How much are those health authorities recommending for their citizens? Let's have a listen to that. Okay, so let's kick off with the US side. Just so you know, we're in the right place. This is the National Institutes of Health website. You can see here the US Department of Health and Human Services. So let's scroll down to your vitamin D requirements as recommended by the US government. So if you are 19 years to 70, okay, between 19 to 70 years of age, you are recommended to take 15 micrograms of vitamin D. The equivalent of that is 600 international units. And if you are 71 years and older, then you are required to take 20 micrograms, which is 800 international units. So this is for the US folks. How about we stop at the NHS website for the UK? Okay, this is the NHS website, so you know we're in the right place. So let's scroll down, and as you can see here, this is how much vitamin D do I need. The UK government is saying for children aged from 1 year of age and adults, they need to take 10 micrograms of vitamin D a day. Okay, 10 micrograms. 10 micrograms is 400 international units. Okay, 400 international units. That is how much the UK government wants you to take. Let's switch over to the Government of Canada website, and over here, okay, as you can see here, we're in the right place again. Let's scroll down to vitamin D requirements for the Canadian folks. I think I've gone past it. Where is it? So here we go. If you are between 2 years and 50 years of age, the Canadian government wants you to take 400 international units, which is 10 micrograms of vitamin D a day. And if you are 51 years of age and over, they want you to take 400 international units, which is 10 micrograms a day. So same dose, practically for all ages, really. What about the Irish government? How much vitamin D does the Irish government want its citizens to take? So here we go. Where is it? Yes, further down. So if you are 13 to 64 years of age, Irish government wants you to take 15 micrograms. That is 600 international units, the equivalent of that. And if you are 65 and older, they want you to take the same 15 micrograms of vitamin D per day. Okay, so there we go. Those are the recommendations by the different health authorities of Canada, US, UK, and Republic of Ireland. Okay, so as you guys know, I did a video about 3 or 4 months ago where I talked about the fact that I take 32,000 international units weekly, okay? Weekly, because I tend to take mine weekly. And I have my reasons for doing that, and I explained that in that very video. Now, here's the thing. Oh, by the way, I've stepped down my dose only because, when I did my blood test, my levels were at the upper limit of normal. So at the moment, I'm taking 32,000 international units every fortnight. We'll see how that goes, because if my levels plummet again, then of course I'm going to go back to the weekly dose. So here's what I think of the doses that are recommended by the different health authorities of the US, Canada, Ireland, and the UK. I believe the doses are too small. Okay, that is my personal opinion. The doses are too small. Why do I say that? Now, here is something you should know. When you take your vitamin D supplement, it's going to get absorbed into the bloodstream, and then 60% is carried by the vitamin D carrier proteins. What that means is that the rest of the 40% of whatever dose you're taking is lost through bile. Okay? You lose that through bile, and of course you're going to expel it through the digestive tract. So, say for instance, a government says you should take 800 international units. In essence, you are actually taking only 480 international units, because the rest of the 800 is going to be lost in bile. So this is where we're coming from, and that's the reason why Professor Holick takes that amount that he takes. So the decision as to whether you should go over the recommended doses by the health authorities is up to you. Okay, you can make that decision yourself. I'm not going to suggest that you take higher doses. That will be up to you. I certainly take a higher dose. Professor Holick actually takes a higher dose himself. So the decision as to how much you should be taking is up to you. You can stick to the official doses, or you may decide to go rogue, in inverted commas, and take a higher dose. I leave the decision to you. So that's where this video is going to end. Hopefully you got some value from this very video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video, and also please share the video with your friends, family, and colleagues. Questions, comments down below. That's it for this very video. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.